Hi guys, it's me Arden Lee. I'm back with another video and I want to make another talk about productivity. My last video, I don't know if you caught it, was also about productivity and about how important it is to backwards engineer the state that we need to be in order to feel in flow and in ease with the work that we're doing. How do we get ourselves to feel excited to tackle the projects that we have in front of us instead of feeling resistance or procrastination? How do we really focus on getting our inner state to where it needs to be in order to do that work in flow instead of just beating ourselves up for feeling the resistance that we're feeling? So if you haven't watched that one, that might be helpful to go and take a look at that one first. But I want to move on to the productivity hack that so far this Virgo season has been the biggest mindset shift for me. And it's super, super simple. Before I get into that, of course, if you're not already familiar with my work, my name is Arden Lee. I'm the creator of the Repatterning Project. And if you're enjoying these videos, I would love to invite you to subscribe to my channel, like my page, all that good stuff. And in addition, you can find the free Facebook group that I moderate. It's called the Repatterning Parlor. There is a link to it in the description box. So if you'd like support from other people who are also on this journey of figuring out their sovereignty and hacking their reality so that they can create the lives that they want for themselves, then come join us. We would love to have you there. And say hello, tell us where you found us, and come join our fun little community. I also take requests for videos from that Facebook group. So if there's something that you want to see, especially, hop on and leave a comment, and hopefully, as long as I feel that I can tackle it, I will absolutely go ahead and give you my answer to whatever issue you have bringing up. All right. So the biggest productivity hack that I have found so far, I've really felt a really big shift in my work lately. Part of that was because I had a pretty intense summer. I taught the third iteration of the Repatterning Project. I facilitated that for about 8 weeks, maybe like 10 weeks, give or take a little, coming in, having people come in, and then wrapping up at the very end. And I also made a music video this summer that was a really wonderful process full of lots of ease and flow, but which also took a lot of time and resources. And so coming out of that and capping off the summer with a lovely vacation in Italy, which was one of the first vacation that I've taken since that's been purely for vacation and no other purpose. Since I started on this path about 3 years ago, because I've been so like work, whether it's work or whether it was spiritual work, whether it's business work or whether it was work on my own personal development, that really took the priority. So coming back from that week of rest, which was amazing, and I absolutely underestimated how great of an effect rest has on me and my ability to be productive. I came back to this like blessedly empty calendar in the next couple months. I'm like, wow, I get to really use this time to get organized and to really get intentional about the content that I'm creating and the ways that I'm running my business, and how I want to be in flow around my work with all of this space that I have now ahead of me. So I'm super excited about that. And the biggest thing that I would say has been helpful to me in this so far is, when you're when you're self-employed, or when you're doing a whole bunch of different work projects, or when you're also running a band, and there's all this different stuff to do, it can feel really difficult sometimes to juggle everything at once. And I think what some of my issue was before, in feeling overwhelmed and feeling exhaustion and feeling resistance and being in a state of procrastination, was often because I would wake up and I would just feel like I have so many gazillion of these tiny things to do. I have so many things on my to-do list, so many things that I need to be doing consistently that I'm not doing perhaps as consistently as I would like to. And so many other things that, like I live alone, so like cleaning my house, so many things that I just feel overwhelmed. So I would wake up and I would have a free day, and I would think, like, oh, I have a free day, I'm gonna like wake up and get a ton of stuff done. And of course I wouldn't, because I would feel so overwhelmed by all of the things that I need to get done. And so this is a trick that that I sort of started doing organically. But I also, as I started doing this, as I started incorporating it, I remembered also that I had read it somewhere a couple months back from a business coach by the name of Juliana Garcia, who's a friend of mine on Facebook. And so just in case this idea came to me subconsciously through her posts, I want to credit her for it as well, for also having had this idea. Like I said, I kind of started feeling this organically, but then when I realized what I was doing, I remembered that she had made a post about this. So I want to make sure I don't steal her idea unintentionally. So essentially what she articulated and what I've been feeling in my own organization lately is this idea of just the night before thinking about the day ahead of me and setting one clear intention for it. And it's amazing, because if I think back to the ways that I was trying to juggle everything before, I think I probably would have beaten myself up for saying like just one thing, Arden. You have a whole day and you're just only going to dedicate it to one thing. But the truth is, when I set one clear intention and one clear focus for the day, and inevitably I figure out what state I need to be in to get that done from as much ease and flow as possible, and I set myself up for success, then I'm in the state to do that thing. And what inevitably ends up happening is I end up getting other things done anyway. Because of course, in the middle of things, there's going to be an email that pops up, or there's going to be messages in my Facebook Messenger inbox from, clients or potential clients who are, interested in more information or whatever, or just, random things that add up or pile up or happen to me throughout the day. So if I'm in that state of overwhelm and exhaustion, I can get to the point where I'm like, oh my God, I can't handle all this stuff coming in. But amazingly enough, if I've set my intention that I'm like, this is the one thing that I need to do today to achieve, to feel productive and to feel good about what I'm doing, then the stress kind of gets removed from those other things, and I kind of just end up kind of doing them anyway without really thinking about it. And I'm not pressuring myself, and I'm not feeling that exhaustion and again that overwhelm that causes me to feel all that avoidance and resistance in the first place. So this is my hack, essentially, or maybe it's Juliana's hack, or maybe it came to both of us. But that is just at the beginning of the day, remembering what intention I've set for the day, and essentially letting everything else just fall into that sort of, if it flows, it flows, and if not, I'm not going to stress out about it. And inevitably setting that intention to just get one big thing done that I need to do is so much more effective, because not only do I get that thing done, whereas before when I was feeling exhausted and overwhelmed, sometimes I just wouldn't get anything done because I couldn't focus on what needed to be done. Not only do I get that one thing done, but I feel even better about sort of taking care of other things in the interim, because I'm feeling better about myself, because I've hacked the inner state that I need to get that one thing done, because I can focus on that one thing and think, what do I need to feel? What state do I need to be in to be productive in that capacity? And because I'm not feeling that shame spiral of procrastination and guilt and then more overwhelm and, oh my God, I have all these things, I'm not getting them done. No, I'm doing my one thing that I need to do, and because I feel confident and accomplished in that one task, I end up kind of doing other things anyway. And it's like, if they flow, then great. And if they don't, then I'm not going to beat myself up about it. Maybe that can be tomorrow's task. And also, I have days that I set aside where I have my to-do list, and I have like a million gazillion little things. Again, right? There's all these little things that pile up, especially when you're self-employed and or a millennial with multiple income streams or multiple projects, right? There's just all these things that pile up. So sometimes my intention for the day is to get as many things on my to-do list done as possible. And so then I'll look at my to-do list that has all those little things, and I'll be like, okay, today's a work from home day, where I look at my to-do list and I have all of my like little business to-dos, and they're usually like online things. Maybe they're content creation, maybe they're making videos like I'm doing right now. Maybe they're sending an email I need to send, going over the website updates that my web designer has sent me, that I feel so like I feel so much resistance. It's amazing. She's such a good web designer, and she's so good at like facilitating this process for me, but I feel so overwhelmed about web design that like sometimes like that's the hardest thing. Like I just have to look at my website and decide if I like the design that she's created for it. And sometimes that's the thing that feels overwhelming, right? But I put that on my to-do list, and then I set my intention and I say, okay, today I'm going to work from home and I'm going to get done as many things on my to-do list as possible. And then if I get like 3 or 4 things done from that list of tiny things, I've still accomplished my intention for the day. My intention for the day was, I'm going to sit down and put this time aside to work on my to-do list and to check off those little things. And that ends up still being a productive day. But notice that I'm not doing that thing where if I have something else that's big that I need to do, or let's say like I have a meeting with a music producer that I know is going to take several hours in the evening, and I want to make sure that I'm focused for that. It means that I'm not spending that day beating myself up about all the little things on my to-do list that I'm not doing. It means I set aside a container of time to tackle that, and then I feel so much more confident, so much more capable. And to be honest, you guys, since I started doing this a couple weeks ago, I've had some of the most really productive time, and I don't even just mean in my business, because it's funny, I'm still kind of waiting for what wants to happen in these next couple months to sort of download. Part of that is figuring out some of my schedule in the future, and part of it is also just settling into the bigger picture and taking those initial steps to start going about creating that initial picture. So, but frankly, I feel more confident and I feel better about my productivity than I have in a long time. And on top of that, I've also been, for you guys who have been following some of my Instagram or Facebook stories or some of my posts, I set the intention to eat more locally, right? I've been going to the farmer's market once a week and coming back with a big haul of groceries and cooking from that. So it's kind of amazing that in this span of productivity, I'm also managing to tackle other areas of my life, like my healthy eating habits and cooking at home for myself, which has been amazing. And so I just want to emphasize how transformational this one idea has been. So on Sundays, for example, my intention for the day on Sunday is to wake up and go to the farmer's market. And then I also have a secondary intention of after I've gone home and put all my groceries away, to to sort of straighten up my house, or do the kind of like cleaning things that I need to do or whatever. But again, on those days, I'm not stressing out about my to-do list, because my to-do list day is probably Monday. And on Monday, I'm going to have a nice clean house. I'm going to have a fridge full of amazing healthy groceries from the farmer's market. So when I need to take a break and nourish myself, there's something there. And I have that space to sit down and actually tackle my to-do list. And in that way, I've set myself up for success with it. So that's what I want to share with you guys today. Stop beating yourselves up for having a million things to do and not doing any of them. Just set one intention for the day, for what you want to get done. And it helps if everything is like in the same theme, right? It helps if, again, it's just one intention, but I guess what I mean by that is that even if my intention is to work on my to-do list, that's all stuff I'm doing from home. That's all stuff I'm going to be in a business and content creation mindset around. Wow, do you guys hear the words that are coming in out of my mouth right now? Like, I just heard that and I'm like, wow, I've definitely shifted in these past couple weeks. Like, I need to be in a business and content creation mindset. That's something I think I haven't actually articulated from such a place of ease before. That's pretty cool. And if it's something else, again, if it's like, say, meeting with a music producer, which I also did last week, that means that, that day I also took a client session as well, because I had time earlier in the afternoon. but because my primary intention was to be prepared for this meeting. Everything fell into that sort of flow and that sort of excitement, and I forgave myself for not doing other things that I might have otherwise beaten myself up for. But then it would be like I would be beating myself up for not getting other things done, and then I would go to that meeting and not be in a good state, not be in a good flow state, because I'd already be feeling overwhelmed. So it's amazing how I can actually take a client session on that same day and execute it with ease and flow, and have all the ease and flow that I need to do to go into that meeting, because I'm focused on my one intention, and that intention is to feel good, and to be prepared, and to be grounded, and ready to really share about my art and my music from a confident place. And that absolutely, that intention served me showing up for my client session as well, because I was also feeling like, okay, today's going to be a good day. I'm going to get grounded. I'm going to, speak my truth. And that absolutely worked for, for my client call. So it all ends up working out in the end. So that is the tip that I want to share with you. Set one intention, stick to that intention, and anything else that you get done during the course of that day is just a bonus. It's just icing on the cake, and that icing on the cake is going to be a lot easier than it would be if you didn't set your one solid intention in the first place. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this is helpful. Let me know if this helps you. Come join the Repattering Parlor and share some of your tips for productivity as well. Let us know also which ones are helping you, which ones are really working for you. Thanks, you guys. See you soon.